they give some money, I will fight him. We will see who is gonna be the champion. He's a faster fighter, but he wants to fight versus what he might want.
You can still see yourself going back down to welterweight, or you looking to just
just to focus on this fight, but also then we will see. But we always have some different plans. Yeah. See.
After a dominant victory at UFC 319, Khamzat Chimaev has set his sights on becoming a double champion and claiming the pound-for-pound #1 ranking. He has hinted at moving down in weight to challenge the winner of Islam versus JDM in pursuit of a second title.
If I was to look to the pound-for-pound list, is that a list that matters to you, and where would you put yourself?
I don't know. I don't care who does that things, so for sure it has to be #1.
Khamzat Chimaev stated at UFC 319 that his priority is to stay healthy and avoid injuries as he pursues another belt on his path to becoming champion. He emphasized that he's ready for whatever challenge the UFC presents, whether it's defending his title or facing a new opponent. When asked about a potential fight with Islam Makhachev, Chimaev explained that it depends on the outcome of the matchup between Islam and Jack Della Maddalena, noting that if Islam wins the belt, it could be the quickest way to set that fight in motion.
It doesn't matter. So I will be ready. I hope there's no injury, nothing's gonna happen in the fight. So maybe think about maybe fight somebody. I'm doing my business, so it doesn't matter if they give some money. I will fight him. We will see who is gonna be the champion. He's a faster fighter, and he wants to fight versus what he might want.
Khamzat Chimaev also shared his thoughts on the Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena matchup, calling it a tough and competitive fight, but leaning slightly toward Islam to come out with the win.
And who do you think's going to win?
Fight between Jack Della and Islam. He's good fight, but I can't fight. I go with one.
On the other hand, Arman Tsarukyan is also waiting for Islam at 155 and has no intention of changing divisions. He stated that his goal is to remain active as a champion and build a lasting legacy in the lightweight division. Arman explained that his passion and dedication to the sport drive him to push for greatness, and he believes his hard work will ultimately pay off. He added that when the time comes, he will be ready to face Islam Makhachev again at 155.
You go get this belt from Ilia. You go get the fight from Ilia. What happens next?
I want to defend as much as possible. I want to be the greatest fighter in the world. Because I know how I work, how I dedicate for the sport, and I know I gotta be the best in this sport. Because I love it so much, and I give myself to the sport, and it's gotta pay off.
You get the belt, you beat Ilia, you move up, you fight Islam. We're gonna fight.
I'll be waiting for him.
Arman Tsarukyan made it clear that he's willing to wait for Islam at 155, pushing hard for a title opportunity. He argued that he has more complete striking tools than Ilia Topuria, noting that while Topuria relies heavily on his boxing, he brings a wider arsenal that includes kicks, elbows, and knees. Tsarukyan expressed full confidence that the belt rightfully belongs to him and looked forward to proving his skill level to the world.
You gotta give me this fight because I'm the next UFC champion. It's my belt.
Everybody talks about Ilia striking. Everybody says that Ilia is something they've never seen before. But I feel you're the same way. Striking, you have ground game, you have wrestling, you have kicking, you have everything it takes to out-counter everything Ilia throws at you. Do you think Ilia is as special as everybody says he is?
He has just one special thing. It's boxing. That's all. It's not boxing, it's MMA. And even the striking, I'm better than him, sure, because my kicks, my elbows, my knees work always. And he does just boxing. and they can wrestle as well. So I just can't wait, to show everybody like what's my level, because I've been
Arman Tsarukyan confidently declared that the UFC needs to give him the fight because he is the rightful next champion, saying the belt already feels like his. He acknowledged that many people praise Ilia Topuria's striking as something special, but argued that Topuria only relies on his boxing. Tsarukyan emphasized that he brings a complete skill set, combining striking, wrestling, kicks, elbows, and knees, which he believes makes him superior. He stressed that even in striking, he is more versatile than Topuria, who depends too much on his hands. Confident in his abilities, Tsarukyan said he can't wait to prove his level to the world, noting that he's been showing his improvement every single day.
When are you fighting Ilia? When are you fighting Ilia? When are you fighting Ilia? I have no idea. Hopefully, it is going to be me versus Chiritone. And I think that's what all the Americans want, because every American I bump into keeps saying, when are you going to smack that sausage's head up? I'm hoping that gets sorted, but I understand that I am ranked 9 or something, so other people probably are more deserving, but Hot Boy definitely isn't. Little rich boy Arnold, showing how desperate he is, offering him £1 million to fight him. Spoiled rich baby, trying to pay the way out of things. That's why he quit when he was making weight in a bath like a little. Arman's irrelevant, no one cares about him. As I always say, I've got nothing but respect for Justin, but I keep seeing in interviews him saying he doesn't want to fight me. I think the only fighter makes me and Ilia. I've seen Dan Hooker talk today as well. I used to like Dan Hooker, now you can eat me.
Meanwhile, Paddy Pimblett fired shots at Arman Tsarukyan, mocking him for offering money to secure a fight and labeling him as entitled. He also took aim at Ilia Topuria, saying he hoped to land that matchup even if the rankings didn't necessarily put him next in line. Pimblett didn't spare Dan Hooker either, claiming he lost respect for him after his recent comments and dismissing him in harsh terms.
Paddy has done a great job with the opposition he's been given to even put himself in this conversation. Paddy's done a phenomenal job. But if we're looking at the lightweight rankings, we've got Ilia Topuria, and I'm assuming next you've got Arman Tsarukyan. It makes sense. If you're not going to do a Justin Gaethje, I don't know why Islam is still there, but if you're not going to do a Arman Tsarukyan, or you're not going to do a Justin Gaethje, then, yes, you've got Dan Hooker there. You've got Mateus Gamrot. You've got all these Neil Dariush there in front of Paddy Pimblett. So to skip all of these guys to just give him a title shot, that kind of spits in the face of the merit of best fights the next best.
Arman Tsarukyan fired back at Paddy Pimblett, dismissing him as overhyped and unproven. He accused Paddy of being handed easy matchups to build his popularity, while claiming he himself had to fight his way up without shortcuts. Tsarukyan told him to stop acting out and wait until the UFC decided his next move, bluntly stating, "You're a nobody, a trash can at most. Daddy Dana fed you a couple of senior citizens to build your hype. That's all you are, hype. I earned everything in my career. Nothing was handed to me. You bum. Now sit down and wait until Daddy tells you what to do." Former welterweight champion Kamaru Usman also weighed in, saying that giving Paddy a title shot while proven contenders weight would be disrespectful to the sport. Usman highlighted established names like Arman Tsarukyan, Justin Gaethje, Dan Hooker, Mateus Gamrot, and Beneil Dariush as more deserving candidates. While he admitted Paddy had done well with the opponents he was given, Usman stressed that title opportunities should go to fighters who have truly earned them.
Does Ilia impress you?
Yes. He might be the most impressive mixed martial artist on the entire planet right now by far.
Wow. Wow.
I love that Ilia Topuria is winning titles and dominating people by being brilliant with the basics. A good jab, a hard overhand right, followed by a left hook, couple leg kicks here and there, good distance, and most importantly, patience, being comfortable in the octagon and knowing exactly when to throw the punches, know when to throw the combinations. He's impressive, man, and I don't see him.
Michael Chandler doesn't believe Ilia Topuria would lose to either Paddy or Arman. Chandler praised Topuria as one of the most complete fighters in the sport today, admiring how he keeps things simple yet highly effective by relying on sharp fundamentals and precise timing to break opponents down. He highlighted Topuria's composure and calculated shot selection as key factors that make him so dangerous, predicting that Topuria will remain unbeaten for a long time.
How do you feel like that goes down? Like what? I know you're training non-stop. You haven't stopped.
I'm just going there, take him down, and just TKO him with my elbows, stop the fight.
First round, second round?
First round.
Nice.
Arman Tsarukyan predicted a quick finish if he ever faced Ilia Topuria, stating that his game plan would be to secure an early takedown and unleash heavy ground and pound. He emphasized that his elbows would be more than enough to stop the fight in the very first round.
Other contenders is Gagey, who wants to fight for the title, because if I beat him, he's not gonna say anything about title. Or Paddy, those two names. But Hooker, he's not on the title contender. But still, if they give me those three names, I'll fight. But they gotta tell me, if you beat this guy, you're gonna fight for the title. They're not gonna make fight Paddy versus Ilia and me versus someone, because I wanna fight as soon as possible and then go to the title.
Arman Tsarukyan admitted that he is willing to face another top contender if a title shot isn't next, but only if the UFC guarantees a championship opportunity with a win. He pointed to Justin Gaethje as the matchup that makes the most sense, saying a victory there would eliminate any debate about who deserves the belt. Tsarukyan added that he would also accept opponents like Dan Hooker, but stressed that the UFC must ensure his path to the title, rather than giving a shot to Paddy Pimblett against Ilia Topuria.
Lightweight all of a sudden is very interesting.
Lightweight always was interesting, and we'll see if Islam gonna get that second title and calms down, and it's gonna be more interesting.
Do you think that he'll beat Jack Della?
I hope so.
Why?
It's a tough fight. Maradona is a tough dude, good boxing, good defense, but I believe Islam has a good wrestling, and he could take him down and hold him, submit him.
Arman Tsarukyan also noted that it will be interesting to see if Islam Makhachev captures a second title and then returns to lightweight. When asked about Islam's chances against Jack Della Maddalena, he said he hopes Islam wins, acknowledging it as a tough matchup. Tsarukyan expressed respect for Jack's strong boxing and solid defense, but believes Islam's wrestling gives him the advantage. In his view, Islam can take Jack down, control him on the mat, and finish the fight with ground and pound or a submission.
Maradona is a tough dude, good boxing, good defense, and I believe Islam has a good wrestling, and he could take him down and hold him, submit him, run and pound.
Arman Tsarukyan gave his final take on the Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena matchup, calling it a difficult fight for both men. He praised Jack's boxing and defensive skills, but argued that Islam's relentless pace and dominant wrestling would be the deciding factor. Tsarukyan predicted that Islam would drag Jack to the mat, maintain control, and ultimately secure the victory.
To fight Jack Della Maddalena. According to me, we didn't deal with them. He's gonna fight for them. It's a lot closer match than you think. Understand Islam is the most famous Muslim athlete in the world. He's going for basically a history. And we don't question him. Jack is the one being questioned. How the hell you get a question about
Chael Sonnen said he's looking forward to Islam Makhachev's expected fight with Jack Della Maddalena in New York, calling it more competitive than many fans might think. He pointed out that while Islam is usually the one who gets most of the praise and recognition, this time it's Jack who carries the doubt. Sonnen found it unusual that the champion is the one being questioned rather than the challenger.
They're going to have a choice. Are you going to run back 55, which, by the way, isn't the way you live? There's a new king. Or new. Start reclimbing the ladder at 170. It's an interesting question. Not one that I believe Team Islam is considering. I believe they are expecting
Chael Sonnen also highlighted the gamble Islam Makhachev is taking by moving up to welterweight. He explained that a loss could put Makhachev in a difficult position, since returning to lightweight wouldn't be simple with a new champion potentially building momentum there, while establishing himself at 170 could prove even harder. Sonnen believes Makhachev's team is confident about victory but hasn't fully considered the consequences if things don't go their way.
Lightweight champion Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev. Talk me through about that particular matchup and what you're thinking and how excited you are to prove yourself yet again.
Yeah, it's the dream for the title defense. Pound for pound number one. Get him back involved. I'm gonna get him. He's too little. I'm gonna get him.
On the other hand, Jack Della Maddalena remained confident, insisting that Islam Makhachev wouldn't be able to handle him inside the cage. He argued that Makhachev's size would actually work against him, while his own strength and finishing ability would be the deciding factors. JDM made it clear that he has no doubts about overpowering the lightweight champion if the fight takes place.